In early 2025, Schedule 1 was the game that was seen all on social media such as TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. The community kept on growing, and the game kept updating in early access, and then, 6 months later, it seems that only a few players still are active. The community isn't thriving as it once was. So, what happened 6 months later? In March of 2022, Schedule 1 was in the making by a man called Tyler. This was his solo project and he was under the studio name of TGVS. It took him approximately 3 years to develop the game. The game launched on March 24th, 2025. Schedule 1 was a game based on its drug operation. It stood out as a dark humour with a unique comforting setting. The community was rapidly growing with passionate gamers. The developer was engaged with the community, regularly contacting the players, implementing its feedback to improve the game. Players were drawn to the task of mixing drugs, setting up sales, and managing their drug empire. It started gaining popularity when streamers were going viral with their hilarious moments caught, such as streamers such as Queso, Moist Criticals, and so many others. Schedule 1 just felt different, it felt fresh. It took elements from drug dealing simulator with better ideas executed and the look of crab game. During its peak in April, it had its highest active players of 456,000. Even bigger content creators started to play the game and the community just kept on expanding. It's rapidly spreading on social media with such chaotic moments and funny moments, which was perfect for creating clips to go viral and draw more popularity to the game. During this time, Schedule 1 was everywhere. Schedule 1 would be on your TikTok page with its non-stop clips, and TGVS were doing mini updates to make the game better. It was the type of game that players would sweat on hours at end. Schedule 1 fall-off began when players started to get bored and the game became really repetitive, which happens with most simulator games such as Drug Dealer Simulator. This was due to a lack of content after the initial hours of the game, making it feel too easy the more you played it. With a lack of updates after early release, it was inevitable that players would leave. The lack of updates wasn't the only problem with it. It had some gameplay problems as well. Although goofy looking, players weren't really happy with its basic design and thought there could be more done with it. There are also many bugs, such as the game crashing when you do specific actions, frame rate drops, specifically in multiplayer, and a common one that I experienced myself was failing to move products when you were trying to sell but the item wouldn't sell. The word was spread to Reddit, with users explaining their problems and other players having the exact same problems. With the game blow up at first, a lot of players eventually felt the core gameplay was just too familiar to other simulator games and it really didn't do enough to stand out from the rest of its competition. How does Schedule 1 hold up now in October compared to where it was back in April? Well, it's still running and surprisingly active. As of this month, it's sitting around 28,000 active players, which is definitely impressive, though it's worth noting this is less than 10% of what the game used to be during its peak. At this time of recording, there are rumours swirling about a new update. The upcoming update is said to include a new drug, better equipment, a new supplier, and a new drug effect. But the most exciting part? A brand new rival cartel. In my opinion, that could be a game changer. I believe these updates have potential to breathe new life into the game and maybe even help it thrive again. But at the end of the day, we'll have to wait to see if it really delivers. So, why did Schedule 1 actually fall off? Honestly, it just got kinda stale. At first, the bugs were funny and made the game more interesting, such as cop cars flipping over when you hit with a baseball bat. But after a while, they went from funny to straight up annoying. Some even made the game unplayable. And once you unlocked everything, that was it. No new challenge, no reason to keep playing, and no reason to stick around. It just lost that fun, chaotic energy it had at the start and turned into the same thing over and over again. Even though Schedule 1 doesn't hit the same way as it did when it first dropped, it will always be remembered for the laughs, the chaos, and all those major clips that took over social media. Sure, it might not be as fun now, but it gave us some unforgettable moments, and that goofy chaotic energy is what made it special in the first place. Next time, I will also look at a game that was huge, but over the years has now slowly faded out.